Photography is like fishing in the sense that some days you go out and you catch absolutely nothing. You come back with no photos. However, on the flip side of that coin, some days you go out and you come back with the best catch ever, with some of your best photos ever. What photography is teaching me consistency, is teaching me discipline, in the sense that if you want to get better at this craft, if you want to get better at this skill, you're gonna have to put in the work to get those results. Lately, I've just been taking my camera everywhere, my Fuji X100VI. Some days I go out, I don't even really use it, but it's still with me. Other days I go out with it and I've captured some of my favorite images by just happening to have my camera with me that day. Recently, I took a trip out to Austin, Texas. This was my first time going to Austin, Texas. I went because Fujifilm actually hosted their annual Create With Us Summit. Last year, it was hosted in Seattle. This year, it was in Austin, Texas. Like I said, never been to Austin. It was a phenomenal event. People just really in that creative space. That's the energy I got while being there. A lot of just very creative people deep into the photography rabbit hole, or people deep into the videography rabbit hole. And what I love about photography is if you can become a good photographer, a lot of the core principles do translate to video. Me personally, I'm focused more just on photography, but we had went on a little photo walk. This one was more oriented for video, but I still was like, I'm gonna try to get some of the best photos I can. Something I don't really capture much is action. And this photo walk was around people doing BMX and skateboarding and just trying to capture them, mid-action. It was pretty interesting, pretty fun, trying to get, unique angles, all that good stuff. Just teaching me a lot about just, your camera settings, obviously. You gotta have a high shutter speed for that type of stuff. And trying to get those like creative angles. And going back to the Austin trip, I stayed a couple nights. I had a really nice Airbnb, as you guys can see. It was on the outskirts of downtown Austin, and just walking around, man, taking the little bird scooter, took the bird scooter around everywhere, capturing what I saw with my camera. It was a lot of fun. Those type of trips, to go somewhere for the first time and you're literally new. Like it's like loading into a new map and you're in a video game. Like everything is new and foreign, which was pretty cool. Now, I do wish I would have had a little more time in Austin. I stayed, like I said, a couple nights. I think I could have came back with better photos if I would have stayed a little longer. I didn't have as much time as I'd like to be able to really explore the spot and kind of venture around Austin, but I made do what I got. And that's what photography is, being prepared, having your camera, doing as best you can. That's what it's all about. And that's the core of just anything, really. Any skill you're trying to develop, it's just doing the best you can with what you got. So I didn't have all the time in the world. I had a few days, so I made do with what I had. If you guys are ever visiting Austin, Texas, one thing I would recommend, one thing that I really spent a lot of time doing, was walking alongside that river, the lake, whatever, Lady Bird Lake Trail. It was really fun. It was a really good time, long trail. And if you follow that trail, it will take you to a nice outdoor pool. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to be able to go get in the pool, but the pool looked really cool. Really big, open, outdoor pool. Austin, Texas is definitely a place I will be revisiting and spending more time there. I didn't have too much time to be able to go out and explore a little bit like I wish I would have. So when I just think about photography and just wanting to become better, you just gotta put in the work. You gotta be able to just go out there, create images, and really what I'm trying to do is just be more intentional with my photography, because at the end of the day, we are storytellers. We are telling stories with our images. I would say a great photographer is one in which you can just post a photo and it tells a story in of itself. You don't need to add a caption, any of that. So that's what I'm aspiring to be and aspiring to do, is to take great photos that speak in of themselves. And also what I really am loving about this camera right here, the Fuji X100VI, is that, you have the film simulations. On this channel, I go over this camera a lot, the film simulations, the film recipes, all that good stuff. Phenomenal camera. Definitely go check out some of those videos after this one. What I love most about this camera is it's teaching me to shoot it straight out of camera. Not having to worry about being, having to edit, and then being able to basically edit the photos, if you will, tweak your colors in camera that makes me just more locked in on the moment to get it right in this camera and not have to think about, oh, let me edit it in post, let me tweak this. And also, I try not to crop my images. I think that also helps with getting it right in camera. Obviously, this camera is croppable, if you will. You know, it has 40 megapixels, plenty of room to crop, but I try to get it right in camera. And that teaches me to move, that teaches me to see a little bit better when it comes to photography, leading lines, rule of thirds, all these photography rules. Great photographers know the rules and know when to break those rules. And that's really what I'm learning, just not being afraid to break the rules when it comes to photography. But I'm just super excited. You know, I'm super excited to be able to go around and look forward to traveling and taking phenomenal photos. It's really a thrill, it's really exciting. And I'm super excited for what's around the corner, upcoming trips, all this good stuff. It's gonna be a great time, you know, coming back with some photos. And also what I've been thinking about lately too is just like the fact that, you know, right now I'm printing out my work, and I'm printing my work on just a small little 4x6 printer for right now until I can save up some money to buy a bigger printer. But even with the 4x6 printer, printing out your work and having that thought in your mind when you're literally out shooting with your camera, like, hey, I might be printing this image out, it just gives me something more, you know. It makes me think a little bit more, and like, wow, you know, this is going to be a window of time is what I look at a photo as. You know, when you look at a photo, you're looking into a window of time, because you can think back on where you were in that moment, and a great photo will stand the test of time. And I look at my photos and I want to be able to shoot in a sense that's timeless, one that I can look back on 10, 15, 20 years from now and they still hold their own ground. That's what I want to shoot like. I want to shoot timeless. And circling all this back, that goes to putting in the reps, being consistent, being disciplined, and putting in the work. So let me know down in the comments below, what has been the biggest help to improving your photography in recent times? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm very interested because I'm just trying to get better. At the end of the day, we're all just trying to get 1% better a day. And if I can improve my photography 1% a day, that'll start adding up over the years. So let me know in the comments below. Anywho, if you guys want to stay updated with my photography, I am posting more on Instagram nowadays. I will leave my Instagram in the description. It is Jordan L. Miller, all one word, but with Miller, it has 2 R's. So I will leave that, like I said, in the description. Go check out my Instagram. I'll post all my newest work there first. And with that, stay tuned, guys. We got a lot of stuff cooking up on this channel. We got some trips coming up. I don't want to spoil anything, but we're gonna be going to some pretty interesting places in literally like a couple weeks. So super excited for what's around the corner, and I'm gonna be taking this camera with me, documenting and reporting back with you guys. With that being said, I hope you guys like this video. Stay tuned for what's in store, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.